And you're listening to Lane County Mugshots Uncensored, the podcast.
Heck
With your host, Michael Weber.
Hey, what up?
And with him, usually, Kevin Prachu.
Hey, you look a lot like Kevin, I just gotta say.
Thanks, man.
Wait, you're Kevin. Pretty sure, I don't know.
Hey, welcome. This is Sunday, April 25th, and you're part of our show today. What was I just played something?
No, the other button, the one on the left. See the one that says "Don't touch"? That's the one.
I told you not to touch that.
Don't touch
Mike.
that one. Quit it.
Actually, this is the song I wanted to play. So I was on vacation, Mike. This is kind of my week. I went to Texas for a week, and I kind of thought maybe I'd just leave you in charge and see how things went. So can you tell me, I imagine that it was a pretty slow week here in Eugene, and nothing really going on.
Well, you know, the best I can tell you is nothing good happened while you were gone.
No.
But those cowboy boots, you can't see them, but he's got, those are snazzy. They're snazzy cowboy boots from Texas.
We'll get into a little more of what went on in Texas here in a second here, but let's go into a little bit of what we usually cover, and we need to tell people at least how to be part of the show. So, yeah. If you would like to be part of the live call-in, all you got to do is dial 541-255-3665. And you'll get in queue and be part of our show. So that's one way to get to us. You can also leave comments in the Facebook comments on this stream, and then YouTube, if you're watching on there, leave comments there, and you could be included as part of the show.
You could be. Yeah. We might put your comment up there. And if you register with, what is it, Steamboat?
StreamYard, yeah.
StreamYard. I don't do the technical stuff. It's kind of obvious, huh? Yeah, but you could Google it. StreamYard, if you register with them, then your actual Facebook name will show up on our screen.
Yeah,
right there.
It would be cool if you do it that way. So
yeah, everybody will see your name.
Yeah.
Or whatever you call yourself on Facebook. So many fake ones.
We'll tell you also how you can be part of the show on YouTube. You can find us there under Lane County Mugshots, and we also can get you there through our short URL, lcmugs.com/podcast, and that'll take you over to our YouTube channel. When you're there, please be sure to click that magic subscribe button. That just it's kind of achievement unlock kind of action there. When we get 1,000 of you guys to do that,
you get a golden coin.
Wouldn't that be so cool if we just got everybody here on the show to do that?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Everybody's so quiet.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're all watching just kind of vicariously to see now we're going to...
I know, right?
So we'll go ahead and maybe transition then. This is the button I meant to hit into what we usually cover is the offenders. That's just... Oh, this is the dumpster fire shot that I actually meant to do before. This is kind of what you said was
this right there, what you can see on the screen, that is pretty much the past 2 weeks put together. At any rate, where are we at? Failure? Oh, it's a failure. We're doing sex offenders.
It's the thing that we hate to do this section on our show, but it's a kind of a necessary thing. We want to highlight those that in our community that are less than stellar members. So these are the things that you need to know as you're going about your business in Lane County. Who are the bad guys, right? That's what we're here for.
And who are the alleged bad guys?
Alleged bad guys.
Just throwing that out there. Yeah. Some of these people are...
Well, thank you for keeping it...
just keeping it real.
There. Yeah, keeping it real, Mike. Yeah. These failure to reports are ones, of course, that have actually... been convicted of
yes,
crime.
That is true.
We go through these pretty quickly, but just so you can see who they are. Jeffrey Lee Moorman, failure to report as a sex offender. He had a parole violation charge as well, criminal trespass and interfering with a police officer.
Stay home, Jeffrey.
Yeah. This is another one, Devin Michael Oland, or Oland, I don't know how you say that, but also failure to report. And buzzing through here, we also have Christopher Allen Davis, failure to report. And on to Jason Douglas Wiley, failure to report.
And that's pretty much it, right?
You would think, but not.
Sorry.
Jeffrey Wayne Schwartz, also failure to report.
May the Schwartz not be with you.
Exactly right. Yeah, you don't want that Schwartz with you.
You don't.
Good one, Mike. Very good. Yeah. I'm proud of you. Something about a court request. I don't know what that's, but 2 failure to reports.
They'd like him to show up and explain why he hasn't been doing the right thing.
Yeah, why haven't you been reporting? So, yeah. Really, for those that have been involved in these kinds of crimes, the best thing to do is report and do your duty.
Yes.
Yeah. So, same here. So Trevor Stewart Harris.
Hey.
Wait. What?
Where's his picture?
They didn't have a photo for him.
Oh. Sure. I mean, like he's never done anything wrong ever in his whole life.
Well, I don't know. Why you think like he might have been in the mugshots before or something like that?
Well, he's been convicted, and he's got failure to report. He should have at least something.
Okay, you mean like this?
Oh, there he is. Wow.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say something, Mike.
What do we got here? I mean, this looks like...
No, this is like the mini faces of...
I don't know. I thought I was looking at Three Dog Night or the band. I mean, what is this?
I know.
Holy
definitely,
cow.
This guy has the ability to kind of change his appearance a bit. Looking really young in the upper left there, and then, pretty ragged as he goes on and stuff. So
isn't that Dan Haggerty at the bottom?
Right. Anyway,
nobody knows who that is. Anyway, there's like a bunch of 20-year-olds right now going like, "What?
What is Mike talking about?
Who's Dan Haggerty? He was Grizzly Adams for all you."
Yeah. Anyway, Trevor Stewart Harris had criminal mischief too, but also parole violation, a couple of failure to report charges on his thing there. So
and no recent picture. Oh, look, another guy.
Ronald Dean Beeson. I would say that name.
Beeson. Yeah, that's what I would do.
He was driving under the influence, and in the meantime, he got picked up because he's also failure to report as a sex offender. So
hey, Ron, stay home, man.
Stay home, buddy.
Stay home. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah. And on to the next person here, Brent Winton Rodrigo Lambert. I think hopefully I did that justice.
Yeah, we want to make sure we spend as much time as we can with Brent. It's just a personal favor for somebody I know.
Yeah, sure, man. Let's do it.
So we'll give him like an extra minute.
Okay.
What has Brent done?
We have parole violation, criminal mischief, and then failure to report as a sex offender.
Brent, stay home. No, I'm serious. Brent, if you're listening, stay home.
It's just advice from us to you, Mike especially.
And I don't even know why I'm feeling this through the screen, but you need to live by yourself too.
All right, man. We kind of throw in the extras here when we know better. So there you go. And on to the alleged now sex crimes.
Here we go.
All right. Well, this one here is one that's been in the news. So
she's a familiar face.
Yeah. Now, I know that these were alleged particular crimes, but we know a little bit different now, don't we?
We do. She is actually convicted of, let's see what we got. She is convicted of 11 counts of sex abuse in the second degree. Yeah. I do not know specifically what happened to her contempt of court and her violation of a restraining order. But I do know for 100% fact she has been convicted of 11 counts of sexual abuse in the second degree. Right. We're waiting for her to be sentenced now. So she's not alleged. She is. Mm-hmm. She's guilty.
She didn't take any kind of plea, evidently, so she's gone ahead and pled guilty herself on those charges. But she also apparently had tried to contact the victim again, so she's actually been, that's why she has the charges of violation of a restraining order.
Yeah.
Contempt of court, so.
She did. Now we're just got to wait and see what the court does with her sentencing, if they're going to run them consecutively or concurrently.
All right. And then on to, we have Joseph Frederick Lane.
Joseph Lane. That sounds like a familiar name.
Know, yeah. It's, doing the namesake of our county wrong there, Mr. Lane.
Tell me he's not related to any of those.
I know. I know that there's been some issues around the namesake of our county that we've had discussions about, but this doesn't help any.
No, and this should not be. If we're going to change lanes, this guy isn't it.
Exactly. Online sexual corruption of a child, Mike. I can't. Yeah, nasty guy.
Yeah.
Nasty. So
what else has he got?
Yeah, that's it. A couple of those charges. Those are felonies. And then so let's go ahead and talk about Carl Jeffrey J. Zemblage, I think.
I'd go with that.
Yeah,
sure, Zemblage.
I'm going. Yeah, it's a Zemblage of something, I guess.
Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. No, it's Zemblage.
Right. Sex abuse in the first degree, alleged.
Alleged. So, yes.
And then on to, and this one is going to be a tough one.
Mr. Coronado. How about we just call him that?
Nehemiah Joshua Hernandez Coronado. Rape in the first degree, 2 of those. Sexual penetration, first degree, 2 of those. Sodomy, 2 of those. Strangulation, 2 of those. So,
yeah.
Not a good thing.
I think KZI covered this. There was some.
Did they?
There was some news on this guy. Rape in the first degree. That's usually not a good charge.
All right. For those kind of folks that are involved in these kinds of crimes, we'd like to just simply give the sad horn. And we hope we never see you in the mug shots again.
Yeah. This is just stay home. Yeah. Register. Quit. Just stay home.
Yeah.
Good grief.
All right. Well, so Mike, we can go ahead and transition over to the other news of.
Do we have any transition music?
No, we don't. Actually, before we do that, I kind of thought about this. I totally forgot that we were going to do. We tend to try to figure out like how many.
That's right.
Charges did we run through today? How many do you think actually hit our numbers?
It was pretty big today. I'm going to go with 12.
Yeah. Well, hang on a second because we can certainly.
Let me.
Yeah. I mean, you threw a number out there real quick, Mike, but I kind of messed you up, didn't I? I threw in like that one guy with all of his pictures.
So we don't know if he counts even.
Yeah.
So I know that we did more than 3 because I can remember 3 right off the bat, and in my brain.
And 150 is wrong. We didn't cover 150.
150 today. Is wrong, and I know that the square root of 14 million isn't what we're looking for either. Yeah. So I'm not going to call a friend. I'm just going to right off the bat 12. 12 is my guess.
All right. Well, here we go. The number is 14. You're pretty close. Close. For that, Mike, you win a free mug.
And thank you, I've got one right here. Yeah, 12 people. So what is our grand total for the year? It's got to be something close to.
We are now at for the year 102.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what day are we at? Oh, I'd have to Google that. I mean, I know what the date is, but how many days?
115 days into the year so far, actually. So, yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's just horrible.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Well, I don't know. That's the only thing I had slides for, right? I mean, that's the only thing that happened in Lane County while I was down in Texas,
it.
Right? Yeah.
No, you missed out on everything.
Oh, man. Okay.
We didn't have a tornado. That's about all that didn't happen.
All right, Mike, I'm just going to throw the slides up and you tell me what's going down. Who's this guy?
Oh, that guy is Darren Lee Woods. He is accused of shooting a man on Kelso Street off of Prairie Road. The police, or not the police, I'm sorry, Lane County Sheriff's Office says that this is over an ongoing feud. The girlfriend of the man that was shot, she says they have no idea who this guy is. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter who's right on this. This man is in the wind. He is accused of shooting one of the residents on Kelso Street 2 or 3 times. I haven't got that one completely locked down.
Okay.
Shooting him and then taking off. He has been seen in a Dodge truck, and he's also got a motorhome, as you can see in the picture here. Mm-hmm. That is actually a picture of the truck that he owns, but that was before he bought it.
Okay.
It was over at this place out in the middle of nowhere called Coparts, and it was for sale there. But that is actually the truck that he was driving that night.
He looks kind of scary in that mugshot, like kind of dazed. Now, that's not a current photo, or is that the closest we got, I think you said?
That's the newest that we have of him.
Okay.
Even on his own Facebook, we have nothing newer than 2019, and I believe that's a 2019 picture there.
We have another photo of him here that's kind of a different...
Yeah, and that one's also from around 2019. Mm-hmm. But...
White male, 5'11", 165 pounds, gray hair, green eyes. Last seen driving that white Dodge pickup with the license plate 125MEA.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Be on the lookout for him. If you see him, call Lane County Sheriff's Office.
Lane County Sheriff's Office right away. Or if you see him, don't confront him. He is, they never recovered a gun from the scene, so he's considered to be armed and dangerous.
Okay.
So I would, he shot a guy 2-3 times for no real good reason.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, be on the lookout for him. He's somewhere hiding in his motorhome or in his truck.
All right. Wow. And then this happened while I was gone, too. What's up with this?
Good grief. Christina Marie Hertz. She has 10 counts of theft in the first degree aggravated. Now, the difference between theft in the first degree and theft in the first degree aggravated is the amount of money stolen or the value of things stolen. So aggravated first degree is $10,000 minimum. And this is the last one. In Oregon, we don't have anything bigger. We don't have grand or something, but it's this. So it's $10,000 minimum.
For each of those?
For each of those. Okay. So right there, that's a minimum of $100,000.
Okay. What all went on there? You know the story behind
I do.
this?
I spoke with a family member, and Christina actually had, I don't know what the correct word is, she had stolen this money from her father and a family business while she was taking care of him because he, at that point, was quite elderly. Christina's 50 years old, so her father's older, and he got to the point where he needed help, and Christina was the one who was giving the care, and she was keeping track of his personal finances and their family business.
Really?
Finances.
So she took advantage of him while she was doing all that?
Yes, her own father.
Her own father. Wow.
There's no excuse for doing this to anybody. But the fact of the matter is, this is the one person in your life you're supposed to stick up for.
Yeah,
this guy provided her with a job. This guy provided her with money, and she just stole from him. He has since passed during the investigation. The investigation has taken, if I remember right, it's a little over a year.
I wonder if he ever knew what was going on.
Around a year.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just a sad part of the whole thing.
Right.
But, yeah, she's in jail. I don't think she'll be going anywhere. Possibly Monday is the soonest that I could imagine her going. She hasn't seen a judge yet. She doesn't have a case number officially stamped. There's obviously a case they've been investigating for around a year.
Right.
But possibly Monday she'll get bailed out. But these are serious charges. That's a lot of felonies right there, a lot of felonies.
Dang, man. Yeah, I guess stuff was going on here in the county while I was out, man.
Yeah.
So I also heard that we had an arson kind of thing going on in West Eugene. What's up with that?
We did. We basically, if you want to put it this way, we had 4 dumpster fires. If people can read this, what we had, and I'm not going to list them in, a timeline, but I'll just list them. We had a dumpster fire, or as they call them, trash bin fires.
Yeah.
We had a dumpster fire at 11th and Bailey Hill, 11th and Seneca, and 11th at the Dollar General. And those were all within like a 2-hour period of time at the very most. There was also a dumpster fire off 6th Street, but that's a little ways away. So 2 of these fires, one at Bailey Hill and at Seneca, those were both at bus stops, near bus stops.
So that's like kind of suspicious, right? That's like, now there's kind of maybe a pattern or a theme here.
Very suspicious. Yeah. If you go over a 3-hour period of time, we had 4 dumpster fires. But these 3 were just, anybody that goes up and down West 11th knows, between Seneca and Bertelston, there isn't a whole lot of streets. This is, a 3-block area? I don't even know if we actually count any of that. But literally, it's not a very big area. And Dollar General, that would be Dollar Tree.
Oh.
Silly me. But at any rate, 3 fires within just a couple hours, and then a 4th one on 6th.
So do we have any suspects in this case yet, or are we they looking?
We haven't had this updated by EPD yet. Okay. I'm sure they're looking into it, but there's really nothing to give the public at this point.
Make sure that we follow up on a later show with that one as we have information on that one, right?
Definitely, yes. We'll want to, dumpster fire. It pretty much explains last year and most of this year.
Pretty much, yeah. And then at least this week while I was out, man, geez.
I know, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if any of those are related, but hey, and was that it, Mike? Were we pretty much done with the show, or
no? I can tell you right now that we went over what we're going to have on the show today, and I had like 4 more stories, and you're like, look, we're going to be over an hour already.
Yeah,
so,
well, we're packed. Yeah, we are tough.
What you're going to see today isn't even what happened. I mean, there's so many more we could pick on. I don't even know where to begin.
Okay.
We had a cop chase today that ended in Springfield with a pit maneuver, and
that's just kind of recently.
We don't have
that yet.
But I'm just saying. So that just happened today.
Geez, just news is happening.
Car accident on Pattison. I mean, there were so many things. It was just, what do we cover?
Totally. What about this one? What's going on with this dude? Jeez.
Well, this friendly looking guy, James Brown, and not to be confused with
Yeah, right.
James Brown. He's accused of murder. He's accused of murdering his girlfriend. And the police aren't really explaining a ton, but they say that his girlfriend died from blunt force trauma. So you can take this one of 2 ways. He beat her to death, or he beat her through her somehow, but she died from blunt force trauma, and he is their suspect.
Okay.
So, I mean, and the other thing is, he's the one that called.
And they've got him now. Yeah, they already arrested this guy, right? Yeah.
Brown, it says right here, Brown called 911 just before midnight and reported that the woman was dead on the second floor of their home on Palmer.
Tragic.
Cottage Grove. So, I guess you can say he called on himself.
Wow.
But the police are saying there's no threat to the community. So they feel that they have the person responsible, and there is James Brown.
Geez. Okay. And then now we have another case here where it was a kidnapping. Is this what's
kidnapping? Eugene police is calling this a kidnapping. We have a mother who was having a scheduled visit with her children at a location, and she left there with her kids. 3 of her children left. So it's kidnapping. It's custodial interference because she doesn't have custody of the children right now.
Gotcha.
So she could have gained that back. I mean, jump through hoops, visit them, do what Department of Human Services asked, but she decided to leave with the children. EPD believes that her boyfriend, longtime boyfriend, has also been involved with this.
I think we have some information up.
We do. What do we have?
So here we go. I know we had a different slide here that had the children too, but let's go with this one.
We can start with this one. There's Jeremy Cantu, and trying to remember her name right off the bat, but it'll be on the next slide. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the bottom there on your right, that's a picture of their Lexus, his or hers, or their Lexus that they believe that they're driving. The license plate is 988 LKA. We had some chatter on this through Southern Oregon the evening that this happened, and they said that EPD had pinged her phone, and it bounced around at Sutherland.
Okay.
Now we have some relatives who are claiming they might be in the Medford area.
Okay.
So I mean that's
how far this goes.
Official, but we believe that they're in Southern Oregon, if not farther at this point. Okay. But these are also old pictures of both of them.
Let's see. We have. Let me go here. We have this. So this is the children. Are their names is Kaiden Matthew Cantu. Is that
Cantu?
Right? Cantu. Okay. Age 19 months. Hispanic male. Last seen wearing red shirt, plaid shorts. You wouldn't do that. Next one, Mike.
Truly Lene Cantu. Age 6. Hispanic female. Last seen wearing a purple shirt. And then lastly, we have Robert Samuel Mena III. He is age 10. He's a white male, last seen wearing a white T-shirt. So just to break this down to people, the suspect, the woman, these are all her children. Now the male suspect, 2 of these children are his, the ones with Cantu. So Jeremy Cantu is who they're looking for. I don't know if you have a slide with her name on it.
I think I might have messed that one up. Let me see here. We've got these are the
there we go.
The names. Yeah.
So here's the people that we're looking for right now. The suspects.
Okay.
Jeremy Michael Cantu, age 32, a Hispanic male with thin build, black hair, last seen wearing a white shirt. The female suspect, who's the mother of all 3 children. Once again, Jeremy is the father of 2 of the 3 children.
Right.
Whitney Morgan McGrady, age 29. She's described as a white female with brown or reddish hair and unknown clothing. The vehicle associated with this case is a 2002 gold Lexus 300. License plate is 988 LKA. And there we have a picture of them back up on the screen here. There is Jeremy and Whitley, and a fake picture of a license plate so you can read it easily. Okay. And that picture of the car is not their car, but that is the exact color, the exact make, the exact model, the exact year. Wheels, we don't know. It appears that this vehicle has stock wheels. We have no information as to what theirs is. But basically, this car, that is the car you're looking for. And as I mentioned, they're believed to be in Southern Oregon. They could be anywhere. They could have been there and bounced back. But at this point, anybody listening in Southern Oregon, pay attention. Keep an eye out for that license plate in that car.
Gotcha. All right. And then so beyond that story, we had also a standoff. Tell me about that one, Mike.
Yeah.
Like Junction City, right?
I mean, we started off with the dumpster fire thing, and that pretty much epitomizes, like, every day. It was like I'd wake up and I'd be like,
story of our lives, right? Yeah.
Junction City. Yeah. They get a call about a guy burning up an apartment.
What the hell?
It's his mother's apartment. He's in there angry. He's burning the place, threatening to kill her cats.
Is that what I'm seeing here in this picture? Is this fire in the lower right corner?
There's the fire in the lower right corner. Okay. That's police when they're starting to enter that. The upper right picture is basically that the complex. The upstairs is apartments. But yeah, this guy, he
crazy.
He just went nuts, and they closed off like a couple block area. They had SWAT vehicles out there. They had police from everywhere out there. I mean, you can see right here, there's Junction City Police, there's EPD, Lane County Sheriff's Office was present. Yeah. I believe state police were there also. This guy kept this up for, I believe it was a couple hours, and police finally got him out.
Oh, wow.
Law enforcement, I mean, it was a combined effort. But yeah, and here's a picture of the suspect, and I will explain to you that is a 2016 picture. We kind of researched it, but that's the picture the jail gave us. Oh. But it is from 2016.
I wonder why. Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know. His mother said that he's had a lot of mental health problems. She was interviewed by the news, and she said she's just had it. And I can only imagine her apartment's ruined. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully somebody... Yeah. I mean, here's the deal. A lot of times we follow these stories and we're so concerned with the suspect and what law enforcement did and how it affected the community that we forget there was a victim. I mean, that woman cannot live there. Yes, Gary Wayne Mercer.
And put his charges up here so folks can see
he's had a lot of charges over since he was arrested and this happened, but they've finally simmered and reduced down to these 3. Arson in the first degree, which may or may not be a Measure 11. I had a hard time trying to figure this out.
No, I hadn't even thought about that.
There's like a qualifier, but at any rate, attempt to commit a crime, felony, attempt to commit a crime, felony, and I'm not sure what those are, but that means that he attempted to commit a crime that was a felony.
Okay.
And we don't know what that is. Literally, and I doubt it for this case, but literally this could be attempted murder. But I really don't think that's the case in this one.
Okay. Probably. Oh, yeah. So maybe that wasn't the intent. I guess the investigation will probably reveal a little bit more about that. But yeah, it sounds like if he had some mental health issues, then that would probably be.
He did. His mother even said he's been plagued with them for years. So he finally just had an episode. But that got taken care of.
Good. I'm glad it resolved.
Hopefully she has a place to live. Hopefully somebody is taken the time to make sure that her apartment's unlivable. So I'm really hoping if somebody can email us or even message us on Facebook or whatever and let us know that this, that she was taken care of. I'm quite sure she was, but I would like to know.
Should hope so. Yeah, definitely. Well, Mike, this week was also kind of like day of a week of reflection, the anniversary there of Officer Kilcullen's
yes
passing. So
yes, on the 22nd.
Yeah. Please you share what you know about that case.
Well, on the 22nd, that was the 10-year anniversary of him being killed. I mean, in a nutshell, I mean, we've got so much news here, but in a nutshell, he was off shift. He was going home, and he observed somebody driving erratically, and it must have been a big deal because he was going home. But
he was off duty, I believe.
He was off duty, but policemen are allowed. I mean, at 4 o'clock in the morning, if a policeman is home and something's going on, he can still enforce the law, even though he's not on shift. And he was just trying to go home. It was the end of his day, go home to his wife, family, and he observed this lady driving erratically, and he thought he better get her pulled over before somebody, was getting hurt. And in the process of pulling her over,
I remember that happening. Yeah.
In the process of pulling her over, she shot him, and he was fatally wounded and died on the scene. And she took off, but she was later captured and arrested. But this is the last week 10-year anniversary of him passing.
And I remember that vividly. I actually attended his motorcade procession that happened through the streets of Eugene after that happened. That was a very touching time, moving for me to see that happen. So
yeah, it really struck me. I mean, this is a guy that's no longer, he's off shift. I mean, he's a police officer. He's on duty all the time, as it were. He's just trying to go home. It's like 4:30 in the evening when this happens. I mean, he just wants to go home, take a shower, give his wife a hug, eat dinner, spend time with the family. Yeah. He was headed home. He felt it was important enough, and him trying to make sure that the community was safe cost him his life. And it's just, it's sad. And I think he's only the second officer. I forgot to look this up, but if I remember right, it was like in the 30s was the last time that
that's it.
Eugene police officer.
Correct. Yeah, it's not a very common occurrence, thankfully,
in our area.
Community.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but sad nonetheless. And he was a young man too, so he had many years ahead.
People had nothing but good things to say about him. I mean, he was constantly a person that was taking care of everyone around him.
Well known for that. Yes, absolutely.
What do we got next?
Well, tributes to you, Officer Kilcullen.
Yes, today, so. You will never be forgotten.
Well, on to some identity theft that's happened here recently, right? So tell me about this, Mike.
Well, this great character, Haley Jo Albright, she's evidently been going through people's mail, getting their mail and, information about them for quite some time. She was arrested on a warrant following an investigation by the Eugene police, their financial crime detectives, on dozens of identity theft cases. When she was arrested, they found all kinds of information. She had literally been getting into people's banks. She had filed fraudulent unemployment claims using information that she had gathered from people's mail.
Oh, she was good at this then. So she was like not just grabbing and stealing mail, but she knew what to do with it.
She had gained access to personal bank accounts in addition to fraudulently scamming the Oregon Unemployment Department by making false unemployment claims.
And I guess that also in Marion County. So
and Coos, what was it? It was Coos and Marion County, I believe.
I think you're right. Yeah. Wow.
Very busy girl. Yeah. Hopefully she is put away. And
well, we can thank Haley, I guess, for this week's Neighborhood Watch crime tip.
Here you go. Thank you, Haley. Brought to you by Haley, who is currently in jail.
Right. Always check your mail as soon as possible after delivery is the tip. So, and I know that's not always possible. So, there's some other ways to mitigate that if you can't. One way would be to get a locking mailbox, of course, or if you don't have the resources or a way to do that, possibly a post office box could be a good option.
I hear there's a way to sign up for a service through through the Postal Service where they let you know what mail you should have in your box.
Yeah, we have that. It's informed delivery, and they'll scan your mail. Not your packages you won't get, but your regular flat paper mail stuff, envelopes and stuff will
junk
come
mail.
through, and all your
junk mail.
I don't know if they do the
but your
junk mail
bills,
itself, but
people sending you credit card applications.
Yeah.
But can we go back one slide real quick so I
sure.
can just mention one thing?
Oh yeah, you bet.
So, if you've been a victim of this, you've had your bank account scammed, and you feel that you may possibly be part of this. I mean, this is a woman who did this in 3 counties.
Right.
If you have recently, or in the past few months, if you've had something happen like this, get a hold of Chris White. You can call him at 541-682-5376 or by emailing cwhite@eugene.org/gov.
Yep.
And let Chris know what's going on, because he feels as though there are a lot more victims.
More victims in that case, yeah. Absolutely.
I just wanted to mention that, because there's the main reason that EPD had put this up was to let people know not only is she caught, but they feel there's a lot more going on. And even though she's in jail, she can have things that are set to, she's already been in people's bank accounts and whatnot.
Great, man.
So they would like to hear from you if you've had that happen. At any rate, what do we got going on next? Transition from bad.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was a lot of bad.
Yeah, that was a lot of bad, and it is actually time to maybe cover something cool for once, right, Mike? So
Sure.
This I thought was pretty cool.
There we go.
This is what we call in our segment. We're going to try to do this every podcast if we can, and a free mug to the person that we choose as our act of kindness for the week. Explain how this works.
Well, we don't know who did this, but if you can bring us an act of kindness and let us know something that's happened, and I don't mean like, I was in line with a bunch of people that were going to buy coffee, so I bought the coffee for the guy ahead of me, and then that person bought my coffee, and a bunch of people that were going to buy coffee bought coffee.
Yeah, you can't promote yourself on this segment, right?
This isn't it.
If you happen to catch it, and if we choose it, so Michael's going to get a mug, so...
Yes. Yeah. Well, Michael is actually reporting on himself, but
he did. Okay. Yeah.
But we need to put that slide up and
thank you, Mike. It would be good if I put the slide up.
I mean, we're looking at it on our secret, our we've got 3 people with cue cards and stuff, and it shows us what pictures are coming. But at any rate, here we go. Michael Peterson on April 13th at 9:52 p.m. said, "I just want to thank whoever turned in my wallet at Gateway Dairy Mart across from Big 5 Sporting Goods." That would be on Harlow Road, I believe. He goes, "I'm on disability, and whoever you are, I wanted to personally thank you. Good people are hard to come by. Thank you again."
I'd give a coffee mug if we could figure out who the person was that did that, because I'd love to because these acts of kindness to me are important. In fact, we highlight all this crime on our show. It'd be... it's also good to show that there are good people in the world, right? So
there are. I mean, this guy got his wallet back. He got his money back. He's on disability. His income is just fixed. And I'm sure there's not a lot of room for anything like my wallet's gone to be happening. This guy's probably not treating himself much to anything and just barely scraping by. And this loss of his wallet would have been a huge deal to him, I'm sure. But, he had posted that to the group, and we went ahead and approved that. And just wanted to make sure that people understood, there are good people.
I'd like to see more of that posted in the group, along with all the other crap that we see in Mugshots Uncensored. These kinds of stories,
I would too,
make my day. So
yeah, and I mean, are these crime related? No, but this is the opposite of crime, and so it's related because it's the yin of the yang. I mean, this story, Michael's story, could have gone different. It could have been somebody was arrested for theft of lost or misplaced items, which is an actual charge. And they could have taken his wallet, and if he had cards that went to his bank, they could have, spent money, put him in the hole.
Absolutely.
At any rate, I mean, this could have turned out to be a really bad thing, and we'd be, highlighting some criminal, but I really like highlighting this. Somebody picked his wallet up and went, wow.
So if you have other stories like that, be sure to post them in the group, because we'd definitely like to pass them on.
Definitely. We want to hear about things. They need to be local. They need to be not you buying the person at Dairy Queen their meal ahead of them that they were going to buy anyway.
Self-promoting is not quite what we're after with this segment. So.
Maybe I have a weird thought about that whole buying people stuff, playing it forward. You're in line with a bunch of people that obviously have decided that they could afford to buy stuff, and you're going to buy it for them, and then somebody buys it for you, and then the whole,
what happens?
You want to know what an act of kindness is seeing, a family on the street that's hungry and buying them food. They're not in line at Burger King waiting to get a couple of Whoppers because they're too lazy to cook for the evening or whatever. I mean, that's probably a bad scenario right there. But, the point is, if you're paying for somebody's food in line at Burger King or a coffee,
they're already there.
Yeah,
they got
undoubtedly
money.
have the money.
Yeah. I like that. That's
paying for groceries. Paying for groceries when you see somebody and you can tell they're obviously struggling, that's different. That's different. But when you buy somebody their coffee, it's pretty much like somebody who could afford to buy coffee went ahead and bought
some more coffee for
somebody who could already afford to buy coffee, and it made their day great. I'm not saying stop doing that, but that's a tiny act of kindness. I'm looking for things that make a difference, and a cup of coffee doesn't, in my mind, really make a difference.
Gotcha. Although it does in my morning, I'll tell you that.
I want to hear from people that say, I was at Winco and, it's the middle of the month and I'm spending the last of my food stamps and spare cash, and the person behind me saw I was obviously struggling and bought my groceries. That's what I want to hear.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. Somebody going to buy a cup of coffee, you don't have to have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, not as much.
Probably already had the money unless you were going to run from Dutch Brothers and then get chased down, Franklin or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, Mike, as you're sipping that, it is actually time to find out what is in Mike's hand.
Well, first off, what we have here, Kevin, is...
one of our attractive
mugs.
Yeah, absolutely.
That we have for sale on our website, LaneCountyMugShots.com.
And as it turns out, apparently it's true that you don't have to put coffee in these mugs.
I'm going to tell you right now, there is not coffee in this mug. Although for the camera, I don't know if I can tip it far enough, but it's just some liquid in there. What we have here is Scotch.
Good Scotch.
Glenlivet.
It's pretty good Scotch. I like it.
It's not bad.
Yeah. We, kind of fans of the Macallan 12 single malt Scotch, but this does for our budget. So
it's a little more affordable, yes. And it's not bad to sip on while you're doing a mug shot.
Yeah,
podcast.
Just sipping.
Yeah, we're not Danny. What's the most you can put in here? And then it was, mostly full of ice. So.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And I've got most of it left. I've just been sipping. It's a great little sipping Scotch.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great.
Well, this takes us pretty close to the end of the show, Mike. We're going to tell some folks a couple of other things that they may want to check out. First, we're going to share with you these two pups found over in the Santa Clara area. They're part of our Lost and Found group on Facebook. That group is growing all the time. It is the largest Lost and Found in Lane County. So
it is. Yeah. And it is publicly open, so you can share all of them. We created this because people were putting Lost and Found into the mugshots uncensored.
Filling up a little too much there, yeah.
And first off, it distracted from the crime aspect that we're into. And thirdly, nobody could share anything out of there. So we created this a few years back. And,
that's right, because the photos that you share out of this group can be shared with anybody because it's a public group.
Yeah, so. You don't even have to be a member. You can just go... Get on Facebook, look up, search, Lane County Mugshots Lost and Found, and you can go cruise through there. Even if you're not a member, you can share it from there and let, help people be reunited with their, in this case, two small poodles. But this ad is pretty interesting.
Yeah, what's this?
Yeah, they are an effective guarding system and have identified no less than 29 threats just this morning.
What do you think the translation is there, Mike?
Let me just go ahead and translate this. Whoever you are that owns these, what this very nice person is saying is these dogs bark every time a leaf falls or a bird flies by. Please come and get your dogs.
Yeah.
They're barkers.
They're barkers, yeah.
These are barker poodles.
So if you're in the Santa Clara area and you recognize these, call Laura at 541-515. 9961. So, and I had the shelter hours up there. That's
I believe
that's not supposed to be part of the slide. They're not at a shelter, I don't think, right now. So
not yet.
Not yet.
But yes, if your duo of barking black poodles is lost, please call Laura. She's
probably.
Her and the neighbors would like you to come get the dogs.
It was fun for the first 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, they're cute, but that's a still picture, and they haven't barked once for us. But I'm sure this lady's like, oh my goodness.
So that's there at the Lost and Found group, and you can find that right there on Facebook. And there's another way to get there too, which is that URL on the screen. So I'm gonna list it all out, but.
Yeah, you don't have to read it all out. We all know. And, it would be good. We've still got some time left in the show. It might be interesting to mention you can call in at 541-255-3665.
I'd really like that, Mike. I mean, any subject really is good. We can talk anything
except for UFOs.
Yeah, UFOs.
I'm not doing
so
UFOs or politics or COVID or vaccines.
Well, none of those things. Although I will have to tell you that when I went to Texas, it is a way different scene down there because they're pretty much they don't have any kind of mandates or anything like that. County to county, you just go wherever, and masks are kind of optional there, which was just a weird feeling for me. A lot of people still wore them, but a lot of people chose not to, and anyway, not to get into that whole thing. It was just a completely different scene back here in Oregon. Happy to be here.
They could, if you want to call up and try to stump us, ask us a question.
Totally.
I mean, I really don't know crap. So, I mean, you could probably call up and ask me something simple and I'd be like,
I wouldn't let him fool you. I think he knows more than he lets on. But
I can answer like 4 questions on average on Jeopardy. And that's if they've got easy topics.
Right.
But that's about it. And then Wheel of Fortune, that just kills me. I'm like, unidentified flying pancakes. No, that's not it.
Not it.
Yeah,
nope.
I'm no good at it. Wheel of Fortune just makes me upset.
Well, since we don't seem to have callers right now, hopefully we'll get them as we keep doing this show, Mike. What the hell? Do we actually have a caller?
No way.
I don't even know what to do with this. Let me go ahead and crank this on here and see what we get. So,
hold on, caller. We're trying to answer you.
Yeah.
I lied earlier. We don't have any.
Yeah.
There's nobody standing by but Kevin and I.
Hold on, caller. We're trying to answer you.
Yay. So, turn on your volume if you've got it up here, but you are on Lane County Mugshots Uncensored. Who do we have?
My name's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
How you doing, Sarah?
Not related to the show, but a question for you guys.
Sure.
When and what is the strangulation charge that's been popping up started, and what is the significance?
Well, which ones? So there's two basic ones. We have strangulation that's a misdemeanor, and we have strangulation that's a felony. And there's some qualifiers on those that I know of.
It's been recently they started charging with that, correct?
Yes.
Or is it?
Well, it's not really recently. I think recently we're seeing more of it. And who knows for sure why that's going on. But the thing is, and I'm not reading it, I'm trying to remember it, so I could be wrong. But basically, strangulation, the definition isn't what you think. Before I looked into it, I basically thought somebody, you've got your hands around somebody's throat, around their neck, and you are squeezing the life out of them. That is also part of it. But basically, it's any time you restrict the air to a human. So if you have your hand over their mouth, that's considered strangulation, over their mouth, their nose. If you're inhibiting them from breathing by covering their face, their mouth, their nose, or, obviously around their neck, or doing something to their neck to inhibit the flow of air, that's strangulation. And basically, for the most part, it becomes a felony when it's to a family member, a domestic partner, one of your children, or children are around when it happens. Then it goes into that, what is it called, APA section.
Well, I knew you would know the answer, and I appreciate you guys and all your efforts.
Well, we try. And like I said, feel free to Google that. Strangulation. Just put in the Google bar, strangulation, space, ORS. And what that will give you is the Oregon Revised Statute so that you can read that yourself in case I am just not right. I'm not a lawyer. I did not go to law school, but I've had to read these a lot. But feel free to do that, and that'll give you an even better idea of what's going on. Like I said, I always thought strangulation, I mean, somebody's got their hand on their throat. It's that and more, so it's somewhat deceiving, I guess, if that answers it all for you.
Yeah, I'll read the revised statutes for it, and I was assuming that maybe it was like any strike above the collarbone or something. You know what I mean? Because it just seems so prevalent all of a sudden.
I mean, to be somewhat funny, I mean, I don't think throat punching somebody is considered strangulation. That goes to assault.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hit. It's an instant thing. And somebody can correct me on this that actually knows the law, but I think that would be assault. But this is when, like if two people are physically struggling and, you've got your hand on somebody else's mouth and they're not being able to breathe correctly, that is also part of the definition of strangulation. But
I find it interesting, caller, that you mentioned that this seems to be something new. So maybe that's something that we could ask about and see if we can find out if there's just been an increase in those types of cases or some reason why we're seeing more of it or whatever. I don't know.
I'm seeing a lot more assaults and person-to-person stuff lately, and I think that could be something to do with the pandemic. People that are at home,
true, yes,
not being able to go out as much. People are
getting tired of being
stir crazy. Yeah. There could be some of that.
Yeah. So, well, thank you, caller. You actually win a free mug. We want to get your contact info somehow. Maybe you could shoot us a message there on Lane County Mugshots. Just find Michael Weber's Facebook page.
Yeah, if you can find my little head on Facebook, click on it and message me your information. And the only thing we will use it for, I don't care if it's a P.O. box or if it's a physical address, whatever you put down there, we will send you one of our delightful mugs. Free of charge.
Excellent.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Yeah,
you bet. Thanks for calling.
All right, so that's pretty cool, Mike. We actually, good thing you mentioned it. We got some right there at the end of the show.
That was awesome.
We live for this stuff.
She was really on point with her question. She wasn't like, how come stop signs are red and have 8 sides?
You're right. And no UFO question or nothing. Like aces to this caller.
Yeah, perfect. And that's a legitimate question. I mean, we get that a lot, actually, in questions. Strangulation. I mean, wow, that seems really violent. Why is it a misdemeanor? Because if you're tussling with somebody and you just kind of have your hand over them while you're assaulting them, then if you're inhibiting their airway, then it's a misdemeanor. You're not necessarily trying to extinguish their life, but you've inhibited the flow of air.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Well, Mike, that really does take us up to the end of the show now, just about that hour mark that we try to strive for. So let's tell people a little bit about us. This is the goodness that you find on our website. We have all types of information, including mugshots, but beyond that, we also have other things that you can check out, which is our swag. So shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and other stuff. Ching.
And the mugs. Yeah, I forgot to turn off my sound.
That's all right. So we also want to remind folks that there's other ways to listen to us, so you can check us out. In one of these formats, we are on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcast. Also on our own hometown Eugene Talk Radio. That's at eugenetalkradio.org. And, of course, the big guys there, the Facebook and the YouTube thing that we do, whatever. But, and then we also want to just let you know when our next episode is coming up. So season 3, episode 10.
Do we know what's going to happen before then?
If you can do that, then we could be rich, man.
Yeah, if we could tell you the week before what's going to happen.
Predict the future? That would be awesome, man.
I really hope we don't have a lot to talk about. I mean, this episode, we literally had to sit here and decide what to talk about.
And what to cut, what we weren't going to do,
We really try to only engage you listeners, or as we should say, our listener.
All our fan,
and all our listener, and that whole crowd of listener. That we only really try to, steal an hour of your life. at one time, and we went through and we were like, nope, we can't do that one. Nope, I think the news did that one enough. And there was so much that happened in the past 2 weeks. I mean, and then just in the last week, you went to Texas and
made it back alive, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you probably had a better chance not being here.
I had a really good time. Yeah. Hey, so thank you everybody for actually taking your time to be with us today. We really appreciate it, and we'll go ahead and cut out and catch you next time on Lane County Mugshots Uncensored. Don't forget,
spay and neuter your animals. Be nice to people. Be nice humans.
Please be kind.
Yeah. Stop lighting dumpsters on fire, for Christ's sake, people. Yeah.
We would appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that's cute. You know how to light a match, but stop lighting dumpsters on fire. Stupid. God.